Hey there and welcome into the Saturday edition of WTOL 11 News Now this morning. I'm Mike Holden. Thank you so much for waking up with us. We do want to start off with a look at your weather. Few clouds rolling through today, but will it bring any rain? That is the million-dollar question. Let's send it over to certified most accurate meteorologist Kimberly Newman.
Yeah, thank you so much this morning, Mike. Of course, we are going to be tracking some of that thicker cloud cover rolling through the area. It all comes along a cold front. Most of the time when we talk about these cold fronts rolling through, we do talk about the chance of some turbulent weather developing. Today, not so much. A very weak boundary is going to change how things feel out there and spark the chance of maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm, but that's just about it for the day. Don't cancel any plans. Check it out this morning. We're starting off in the middle and upper 60s across the area. No reporting for this morning from Wauseon, but you can see the surrounding areas there. Middle 60s for Toledo and getting slightly warmer along I-75 as you travel down into Bowling Green. 69 degrees there this morning as we wake up. And of course, as for right now, we've got those dry conditions, but we're going to zoom out here and you will see that there's nothing directly approaching us. The showers that we were potentially talking about for this morning have moved a little faster than earlier expected, and there they are, just to our north and east. So the developing band for this morning, just about not happening for us here out there today, but we still have the chance. We've got the moisture, we've got the heat, so that could possibly still spark a few showers into the afternoon. I'll have those details for you coming up in my full forecast.
All right, Kimberly, great work over there. Thank you. Now, breaking news overnight out of West Toledo. Multiple people are recovering after a stabbing. It all happened just before 2:30 this morning at Jake's Saloon on Dorr Street near Douglas. Toledo police tell us it started as a bar fight and then got violent. We're told pool sticks were broken and a glass bottle was used to stab at least 3 people. They were rushed to the hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Right now, police are questioning a few people who may be involved, but no one has been arrested just yet. Also breaking right now, a star athlete is shot on his trip home to Toledo. Toledo police tell us Damon Powell, a former Rogers football player and current Arizona Cardinal, was shot in his old neighborhood. Details of the shooting are still unclear this morning, but we are working to learn of Powell's condition. No word this morning if anyone is in custody. Also breaking while you slept, a house fire on East Bancroft just north of LaGrange Street in North Toledo. We're still working to learn details, but as you can see from the pictures, neighbors rushing out onto the street, visible flames as fire crews break right through the roof. No word on any damages this morning, but of course we'll work to gather much more information and bring that to you later on. Right now, police are slowly piecing together a timeline for that deadly movie theater shooting in Louisiana. The gunman killed 2 women before taking his own life. Kenneth Craig has the latest from Lafayette.
This was a slow and methodical. Look, it was barbaric.
59-year-old John Hauser ambushed moviegoers inside this theater in Lafayette, Louisiana, Thursday night. He sat near the top of the screening room and waited until the movie got underway, then opened fire. Lucas Snepper was just 6 seats away from the shooter.
You could see the flash coming from the chamber. It was just awful.
21-year-old Macy Bro and 33-year-old Jillian Johnson were killed and 9 others injured.
One of the surviving wounded victims played dead to stay alive.
Witnesses say Hauser exited through a side door and was reloading his gun just as police were arriving. He then ran back inside, fired several more rounds before he took his own life.
In 2008, Hauser's family had him involuntarily committed in Georgia, citing a history of mental health issues.
That should have stopped him from buying a weapon.
Police have confirmed Hauser's automatic handgun was purchased legally in Alabama in 2014. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Lafayette, Louisiana.
And 5 people are still recovering in the hospital. Vigils for the victims are planned throughout the course of this weekend. Right here at home, Toledo police say they have security measures in place just in case a shooting happens in the Glass City. Officers are stationed at all local larger public events. Police are confident that they are on top of things.
I think the actions of a lone gunman in Louisiana really does not have an impact of what could happen here in Toledo. It's safe here.
Now, police say in addition to all public events, on and off-duty officers are at the Theater 7 days a week. We've been digging deep into the Toledo's plan to keep our water safe this summer, but the city of Oregon also has a big responsibility in making sure their drinking water is safe as well. The water treatment plant just ran a test Thursday for microcystin. Both the untreated Lake Erie water and the water treated at the plant were clean. Even with the clean bill of health, they are not taking any chances. Allie Hoxie has more.
Last summer's water crisis may not have affected the water plant here in Oregon, but the city is taking additional steps to make sure their drinking water is safe. The first, adding what's called a datason into Lake Erie, which runs 24/7.
We can monitor pH, temperature, turbidity, blue-green algae, which is the cause of the toxin.
Second, according to the superintendent of Oregon's water treatment plant, they have perfected adding carbon into the water to eliminate the toxic microcystin.
The cell is broke open, then it releases the toxin, so the carbon will absorb it. It basically just soaks it right up and gets rid of it for us.
They have always used carbon to absorb toxins out of the water just coming into the plant, but now they do it not once, but twice.
Last year we began adding carbon halfway through our treatment process, so you don't have as many competing organics for it to absorb. So by adding it halfway through the treatment process, you get an extra barrier of protection.
They are even planning for the future by adding a ozone filter which blasts apart microcystin from the water. Ozone is a type of oxygen. This is a prototype which should be up and running by 2017. It costs around $12.5 million, which will be shared by the Ohio EPA and water users.
You take it for granted. You think water, you turn on the tap, it's always there. And then one day you turn it on and you say, well, it's there, but you just can't use it. So it just brings everybody in whatever community has that alert to a screeching halt. So we want to do everything in our power to see to it doesn't happen in our city.
And that was Allie Hoxie reporting. Once the ozone water treatment is up and running, people paying to use water from Oregon will pay around an extra $10 for their quarterly water bill. Now, our water continues to be free of microcystin 1 week away from the one-year anniversary of our city's water crisis. You can see the city's water dashboard pointing to clear this morning, which is the green marker. If there are ever any alerts, you can always count on WTOL 11 to bring you the latest details on what exactly is happening. $150,000 is headed to former Perrysburg Township Deputy Police Chief Michael Gilmore. You may remember the township fired Gilmore back in February, so he sued them. Now the township has to pay up after they settled on that lawsuit. That deal was approved during a meeting by the trustees last night. Trustees say several issues within the department as well as budget constraints led to the decision, but when Gilmore didn't resign, the trustees agreed to fire him at a meeting.
Are we happy with the outcome? Well, it's a compromise, so it's certainly not what we wanted, but also not what he wanted. And that's the whole process of mediation, is to avoid the added expense of litigation.
Max says this is still subject to everyone's legal counsel approval, but now the township can put this behind them and get back to township business. New details this morning. We are just learning where Bill Cosby says he got the drugs he gave to women. Cosby says he got the prescription from a Los Angeles gynecologist. The comedian says the doctor gave him 7 prescriptions for the drugs to heal a sore back. When Cosby was asked if the doctor knew the pills weren't meant for him, Cosby simply said yes. Some humidity hitting us today, so the big question, when will we see some relief? Is it in sight at all? Kimberly is back next. They're full certified, most accurate. Plus, a local man trying to change the world with one inspiring story at a time. His story that you don't want to miss straight ahead.